it's usually affiliated with either voodoo or black magic.
Hello?
We have plans for future seasons to eventually knock this down and see what's behind there.
Would you hear that? Listen. Right there. Remember I said it sounded like leaves crackling?
I don't know what that was.
The initial investigations here at My Haunted Manor are complete, and with the grand opening to the public fast approaching, the team are hard at work. But in order to understand why the paranormal activity happens here, we must delve deep into its history.
From 1802 to 1812, Samuel Miller, this was the home of Samuel Miller, the house of Samuel Miller. In 1812, the Columbia Bank and Bridge Company took over and bought the building. They owned and operated the covered bridge that went across the Susquehanna here. Now the covered bridge was burned in the Civil War, and it was very significant burning because it set the Battle of Gettysburg. The Confederate Army was marching on Harrisburg, and they were marching toward the bridge. They needed the bridge to cross to get to Harrisburg to take over. That would have been the end of the war. So the Columbia Bank and Bridge Company had a meeting with the Union Army right here in our front office for the burning of that bridge. So Stephen Smith was the head of the Columbia Bank and Bridge Company. He was a trustee along with William Wright, William Whipple, and Thaddeus Stevens, all high members of society. So Stephen Smith was involved with the freeing of the slaves here in town. And Columbia is well known for its Underground Railroad system here in town. That Underground Railroad started and originated in our basement right here. So the archway and the cutout for the start of this Underground Railroad originates in this building. So deep history here with the front office downstairs, the burning of the bridge in the Columbia Bank and Bridge Company. Sometime after we had the Brenneman feed mill, we have a full feed mill intact in this basement. The Baker Toy Company took over after that, and that was around circa 1920. And they ran and operated out of here to around the 60s. And we have some examples of some toys and some things that were manufactured here in this building. It sat empty for several years, and S&G Printing Company took over. They were here around 10 years. And then around 2018, Amy and I purchased the building, and then being able to have the building open to the public and now open to you guys. And it's now the home of My Haunted Manor USA.
So regarding the history of this place, it's called the Samuel Miller Mansion, but what you guys should know is Samuel Miller built this place, but he only lived here for a few years. Most of the timeline of this place, it started with the Bank and Bridge Company, and then became the feed mill, and then the Baker Toy Company. So even though it's called Samuel Miller Mansion, he plays just a small part in the history of this place. All right, guys, so we're down here in the basement. This is where the Underground Railroad actually was. This is the tunnel right here. You can see it's the arch, and we got, it's all blocked up, but for those of you who don't know what the Underground Railroad was, there's no train tracks behind that. What it was is just an underground tunnel system to help slaves move along, to try to free them without getting caught. We have plans for future seasons to eventually knock this down and see what's behind there. And maybe that'll even stir up some activity.
This town is connected by these underground tunnels, and reports of paranormal activity are common throughout Columbia.
So we're just getting ready to take off and go meet the town historian, Chris Vera. He has a dungeon that he runs, and we're gonna actually go investigate over there, check it out, do an interview with him about the history of this location and the town.
The town of Columbia is absolutely insane with history, hauntings. There's so much here that we have to hit besides the manor.
I believe our history is solid right here in Columbia, so Well, I mean, like, we're almost capital United States, lose by 1 vote. Thomas Jefferson was the deciding vote. Almost capital Pennsylvania. We're the home of the Underground Railroad. This is where it starts in the nation. We stopped the Confederacy across the river, burning the bridge. For a town of 10,000 people, I don't think there's a town around that rich in history in the United States. Market House upstairs was built in 1869. That was done by the guy who burned the bridge, called Robert Crane. He's the one that orchestrated the burning of the bridge in June 28, 1863. So he was all about Columbia. He builds this beautiful market house upstairs. The dungeons down below are from 1836. So in 1814, the first market house is built in a 30-foot wide building with the first schoolroom and first municipal offices. They built an oak plank jail up in where the stockades were for animals. And eventually it run down, and then they built the dungeons down below, 1836. So market house is the richest, the oldest market house in Lancaster County. Columbia in its heyday, when it starts the Industrial Revolution, we're more in the lumber mills at one time. Then eventually, we have some of the biggest railroads. The Philadelphia and Columbia Railroad had 36 steam engines, 1830s, that's the most in the world. Then eventually go into the Pennsylvania Railroad takes over. This is their home base. So we're employing over 1,000 Columbia people. So the industry was huge here in Columbia. So with the railroad, you get more industry. So this is sort of like the melting pot here in Columbia. A lot of immigration comes to Columbia. So you have a lot of that. But on top of that, you had 23 bars, 28 hotels, and I have to say we had 23 churches to match the bars because all the repenting we had to do. I believe the whole town is sort of has something going on. We don't know what it is. I mean, why is it so much death? You have to understand we had the first cases of smallpox in the nation here. We've had so many choleras. But you got to remember all the immigration. They're bringing diseases here. So, that's a lot of death, for especially children. And I've always been a believer that sudden death, they weren't ready to go off the earth. So that's why I believe there's a lot of stuff going on in this town.
We're down here in the dungeons, underneath the market house in Columbia, PA. This cell in particular is the maximum security cell, where the most dangerous prisoners would be kept. Looks like it's lined with some type of metal. It's all rusty in here, dirty. I wouldn't want to be chained in here. No way.
If you were in this cell, you must have been a really bad person. Were you in here for murder? Crazy. This has got to be really old because the crazy thing about it is you could tell it's part of the Quaker prison system because, and we'll have to get with Chris on that, but it's kind of designed the exact same way Eastern States is, and that was designed. It's one of the first prisons in America, and they were designed to keep out light and everything for the prisoner, so they basically suffered. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
We will be back.
Yep.
Investigate this place.
Although a fascinating location and one that is reputed to be active, time was limited and work needed to be done at My Haunted Manor.
So yeah, we just got here to My Haunted Manor USA. Going over some evidence review over in the control room, checking up on some stuff that's been sent to us by some people. A lot of stuff going on in this building right now. And I tell you, super excited to be here today and investigate some more.
So one of the goals that we had coming here today is to go over some of the evidence that has already been reported, some pictures, the voice that we captured while just getting some B-roll.
The place is really active today. We're just walking around, hearing lots of footsteps, voices. Check the cameras, just see if there's anything that was caught between last weekend and now. So we're just checking that out this morning and ready to get this thing rolling.
All right, guys, so we've been teasing this for a while. First time me and Jeff were here at Samuel Miller Mansion. We were just getting some B-roll, some detail shots of these rooms, and we caught something pretty cool. Take a look at this.
Get me in just a hat.
And you can tell I'm far away. It's not me.
Right. And you can tell when I talk too, it's a different
Right.
sound. It's
That's
much
good.
more.
It's like a breathy,
Yeah.
Definitely a breath, something
Yeah.
there.
Definitely weird.
As soon as you pass that threshold,
Yeah.
doorway.
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't have made that noise either. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
why would I do that?
Right. And then you hear me a room away as I get closer. So it's
Right.
definitely odd.
I think it could be a good idea to just try to go in there, see if it happens again, or
Just walk that
anything.
same steps and
Yeah.
see if it makes a noise as you're going down.
Right.
All right, so this is about the spot, right, Trey?
Yeah, so we're gonna try to recreate this what I was doing when we were filming that, and see if we can get the same voice or if there's an explainable reason why we got that.
All right.
So I was just kind of walking. I was filming this mirror like this. So we can play that back and see if we got something.
Yeah, I didn't know nothing. I heard a car go by.
Yeah, they were saying these X's. There's an X right here, and then there's another door down there that has two X's, and they're saying that could have been from some kind of witchcraft.
Yes.
apparently.
Yeah, the black X's, like on. If you come down here, this doorway here. I don't have a light on me, but the door down there has the two black X's. It's usually affiliated with either voodoo or black magic. You see that a lot down like Louisiana, places like that, where they practice a lot of that.
That's pretty cool. So I mean, the fact that I got that whisper, that breathy, right at the doorway, that could have been something to do with witchcraft. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, well, you got to remember too, with the Underground Railroad, you know, you had the slaves coming from the South. You know, they practice a lot of that. You know,
Sure.
that type of that was part of their, you know, their belief system. So that could date back to that. I'm not sure, but someone at some point put those X's on the doors.
It's interesting.
What do you think, Jeff?
I'm going to find out more. I want to look into what those X's mean and
Yeah, we need to research it better, but it does have something to do with that.
yeah, get some details and maybe we can play on that more and, you know, see if we can use that to draw something out.
Heavy research was needed to understand why these markings were left here, and if some sort of ritualistic practices were conducted at some point.
All right, so that same day we were investigating. We kind of split up into, you know, divide and conquer, and I was on the third floor looking into that room where what we call the magic window peeks into just a large open area. I think maybe it was part of the feed mill at one point, but I'm looking down to one side, and as I'm looking down that way, I hear a loud bang right behind me, up there by myself. Watch.
Hello?
Oh yeah.
I don't know what that was.
It's pretty loud.
Yeah.
Again, in true My Haunted style, the team attempt to replicate and rationalize these documented moments, and they head to the top floor.
All right, guys. So this is the area I was just kind of poking my head through, getting a shot this way. And I said, "Hello?" And right behind me, there was a loud bang. I turned to look. Nothing was there. Nothing looked like it fell. Nothing rolling on the ground.
Pretty loud bang.
It was a loud bang. Can you make another noise back here?
That's deadly. Can you knock on something? You want to investigate My Haunted Manor USA?
The latest location in the My Haunted project, right here in Columbia, Pennsylvania.
Real people, real experiences. If you witness it, we'll capture it. Live.
Yeah, they're getting something. Yeah, I heard it. Look out for this. It's the biggest thing out there right now. My Haunted Manor USA and My Haunted HQ.
come out here. Check this out.
Book now at myhauntedmanor.com.
This is My Haunted Manor USA.
Daryl, Jeff, and Trey have explored the history behind the town of Columbia, Pennsylvania, and My Haunted Manor USA. And now it is down to business as they attempt to use this history as a trigger point.
All right, so we got Daryl and Trey up in the 3rd floor landing, gonna do some investigating. I'll be here checking it out.
See that? It just lets off the light. Yeah, this orange box on the floor is called an EDI. Some things sitting up there. None of these will hurt you. These are all tools of our trade.
All you have to do is touch them. We just want to know if you're here. If we can speak with you and hear your story, find out who you are. Or you could make a noise, or you could talk into this device in my hand and tell me your name. This will help me hear you.
It's just a tap behind me.
Yeah, I heard that.
I heard that.
That wasn't you, Tony?
No.
Are you in the other room? Can you make the noise again?
Maybe step in here, Tony, if somebody's trying to walk through that doorway. You want to come in here and join us?
It's me moving.
You can come in here.
It's pretty windy outside today.
Yeah.
You hear that on the roof?
The room with the magic window, where I heard the loud bang last time I was here. Tried to debunk that. I think it's just gonna come with time that we learn the noises of the manor and, what we can debunk right away.
What was this room? What did it used to be?
Was this your bedroom?
It's been a lot of work, but we're really excited for you guys to see the episodes and to get here, stay, investigate with us, and be part of the show. Hopefully you guys catch something when you're here and we can back it up.
Is it okay that we're up here? Do you not like us being up here?
If you don't want us up here, could you please let us know by making a sound? That way we know. Are there any children up here?
All of a sudden, a strange piece of audio is captured. We have enhanced this for you all to hear.
There's lots of fun toys on the ground.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, it sounded like a kid's voice.
Yeah.
I got that on here.
Did you?
Yeah, for sure.
That almost sounded like
Ah.
yeah, like a
Yeah,
toddler.
it
like
was
whispering.
again.
Wow.
When we were talking, I think I heard it again.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, it sounded like a kid's voice.
Are you in here? I think review that, make sure it wasn't from outside or...
Yeah. I definitely heard it.
Yeah. We did an investigation upstairs, Trey and myself, and Tony was running the camera with us, and we caught what sounded like a voice off in the distance, and we captured it twice. Now, the second time, I don't know if we actually picked it up on camera, but the first time we did, it was audible, it was in the moment, we all heard it.
See anyone?
No.
The second one I heard sounded different. It sounded more...
It came from a different direction. So
Yeah.
the first time it sounded like it came from our right. The second time it sounded like it came from the left.
have been reports on that ladder in there of people getting like SLS or thermal hits of a child sitting on the ladder.
Oh, wow.
That's why I put some of that equipment on that ladder.
It's showing up cold on the thermal. We think we might have heard you. Can you talk again?
Yet again, another piece of audio is captured, and this time it sounds like leaves moving. Now it is important to note that it is windy outside. However, this is not affecting the inside of the building.
What is this noise?
There was another whimper.
I definitely heard that, and then I heard like it almost sounded like leaves crackling or something.
Like someone stepping on something?
Yeah.
Well, there's plenty in here for him to step on.
So we're investigating upstairs right now. We're hearing some weird stuff. Take a look.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. Almost like a yeah.
Yeah. What did someone asked something before that.
I think we said, is there any children up here?
There's children here. There's
Lots of fun toys on the ground.
Yeah, there are. Yeah.
Is it?
What is this noise? Did you hear that? Listen. Right there. What is this noise? Remember I said it sounded like leaves crackling?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is this noise? I definitely heard that, and then I heard like it almost sounded like leaves crackling.
Yeah. It did sound like leaves crackling.
So, aliens from science.
We await to see what the coming weeks will produce here at My Haunted Manor, and with the grand opening scheduled for March, guests will be continuously investigating this building, and it is their eyewitness accounts which will be documented for the world to see.
We need you here. We need you to come investigate. The bookings are open. Come check it out, guys.
Book now. You can come here and investigate with us overnight. Go to myhauntedmanor.com and book. Select your dates, and we'll see you here.